time. Hope you got yours, cause I got mine. I'm talking Payoneer, net spin, Venmo, stash. Too many ways for you to run my cash.
Check reparations, 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 check reparations.
Well, if you talking compensation, it's about that time. You get everybody.
Oh, yiggity, and we're back. I don't know if y'all haven't heard about this, but question. Why haven't the Columbus police officers involved in last week's shooting been named? Nobody wants to talk about that? Well, let's get on into it. It says nearly 4 days have passed since the highway shooting left one suspect dead and the Columbus police officer injured, but the injured officer and several other officers involved have not been named. The Columbus Division of Police said that Friday they would not identify the 8 police officers involved in the shooting, citing Marsy's law, the state law aimed at protecting the victims of violent crimes. I smell fish sticks. The division was unable to release the identities of the 8 officers involved due to the recently passed Maryland's law and the direction of Columbus City's attorney's office. Police said in the news released Friday afternoon they did provide the years of service for each officer involved. The law is named for Marsy Nicholas, a California college student stalked and killed by her ex-boyfriend in 1983. A week after the woman was murdered, her mother and her brother walked into a grocery store and was confronted by the accused murderer, who was out on bail. Um, Ohio voters overwhelmingly approved the marriage law amendment to the state's constitution in 2017, which would ensure that certain rights for criminal victims to be enforced, of important hearings into the case, and to object in court. They feel like the rights are being violated and financial damages should be appropriated if possible. Under the law, the victim of the crimes are also entitled to privacy. The Ohio General Assembly later passed a bill codifying Mary's law, and it went into effect on April 2023. Nearly a dozen other states have also enacted Mary's law. It says when law enforcement learns of marriage law to shield officers' identity, that's all this is. They trying to prevent pull-ups. That's all it is. Just skip on, just come on out with it, man. You're trying to prevent people from knowing the officers involved from unarmed black killings of innocent black people, and y'all don't want no pull-ups. But it's still gonna happen. But the use of victims' rights law to withhold the names of law enforcement officers involved in the shooting has drawn scrutiny across the country. In Florida, law enforcement agencies have learned the law to hide the names of officers who sent a 15-year-old to the hospital and an officer who released their canine dogs on the drunk, mentally ill people. See? Because they don't want no pull-ups. Similar situations have occurred in North Dakota and South Dakota. The issue is whether marriage law can be used to shield identities of officers who kill suspects has made its way to the Florida Supreme Court. The First Amendment Foundation, the Florida Press Association, and a number of media outlets, including the Tallahassee Democrat and the USA Today Network Florida, which are owned by Garnett and a sister publication of the Dispatch, interviewed in a lawsuit arguing that allowing Mary's law to apply to law enforcement officers would undercut the state's open records law. Excuse me. Florida's Supreme Court has not ruled on the matter yet. Well, basically, in a nutshell, they trying to prevent pull-ups because they already know that they're gonna get got at in the event they do something slick to one of the squad, and that's just what it is. But that means that we need to gather our own intelligence. Do you know all the police officers on the force in your local precincts? We need people to do that. We need people to figure out all these dudes. We need to have our own little role of everybody in the community, every police officer in the community. Y'all should already know their names. Listen, I do videos, I do news. You know what I'm saying? I can't do everything, but I can definitely throw out suggestions on, how to make this better. Somebody got to take up these tasks and duties. If we all work together, you know the slogan. But I got 4 words for you because I ain't going to hold you. Just mold you, fold you, and scold you about being on code. And I need you to go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Go ahead and like for the spike in the algorithm. I need you to go ahead and comment your vomit and share if you dare. If you're a real player, where? Over there on all the platforms that we own, son. We expanding and demanding cooperation in your facing. And then this concludes another episode of the Keep It Beat podcast. I'm going to leave you with the 4 words that I always do. Love, peace, blessings, and aloha. Out the doha for shoha. You already know.